The water quality of the Kaalspruit River in Tembisa has been a cause for concern in recent years due to high levels of pollution. Along the banks of the river that flows past Thembisa Mall, as the site of styrofoam containers, litter and contamination has become all too common. This issue gains prominence as the global community marks World Environmental Day. Now that's where we find Newzroom Afrika's Veronica. Veronica, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It sounds like a health hazard there. What is it like for those residents that have to use this water?
Absolutely, Masa. I can tell you that just from standing here at the banks of the Kaalspruit River is that there is no using this water given just the amount of contamination here. We know as World Environmental Day is, recognized today, the UN established this day really to give humans a chance to really understand the impact that they have in human activities on the environment. And just here on the banks, I'm going to ask my colleague Culprit just to give you just a quick view of what it looks like here. This is the Kaalspruit River, which essentially flows into the Henops River as well as the Crocodile River. But what was once really a scenic sort of river scene has now become a dump. You can see from that murky water that is over there. As Makhoali can show you, just the waterways where the water is flowing has been clogged by piles of rubbish, of plastic, of clothes. And this is really a common sight along this river stream. In fact, just some of the residents are telling us that now as the winter season comes in and there's less rain, this kind of piles of rubbish are common because there's no water essentially flowing the water down or washing this waste as well as the contamination away. In fact, the smell, the pungent smell of waste also becomes quite prevalent because of the fact that there is no water. Masa, what is also really interesting to note is that over the years, alongside the Kaalspruit, hundreds, if not by now, thousands of structures have been built alongside the riverbanks. And this is really where we see how the contamination of this river has began and has started with the fact of that people are living so close to the banks. They are using this water to wash. They are using this water to throw waste into it. And we're going to just talk now to one of the residents who is living alongside here. And Tate, thank you so much for your time. Just as a resident living alongside this riverbank, how is the implication of just the pollution that we see alongside here?
Oh, it's more just back or a bit clean like on a clean only pula. Sometimes you repeal an anchor so the way. The one about like Valatladin to take a Arnadi Binicamo. So, Plaker Calata one or one Ileona, my fellow fillets affect my pillarina, Babal pillow camo. Stuff like that.
Has anyone ever gotten sick around this area because of just the contamination of the water?
Also to la too, but sometimes one of like Vanavatula Kagar Kamomete. Marameta also to Lumutua. I don't affect that too much because I feel a smell of
And then that day, do you ever see people balasharin toka kametia? What do you guys say to the community? How bonaba to balashala do tika harameti kapo haba to ba basabisa metiana hoslapa na la buana as community hore satalang do tika harametia?
It's one more to Garis na choice because Rotua was not the Binicamo. So, house we play a house where we now recala Takuana Camraganto or Ronamonuke. So, Lego Kava Woods over Bascala, Tabato Woods over by Lataka because Nukakiona local house.
And sometimes as a community, na let a limo who clean up a river.
Just more Gargano Kabaitli, Novanotli more Garga charity, Bafilets of like Gargano. One anchor problem of Hulu Velakadibi or skip waste.
Thank you so much for your time. That was one of the residents there. If I can just explain essentially what he's saying is that that this river is a problem. The community really has an issue of a waste collection issue where they don't have bins nearby, where there is no services, what he claims, of waste collection. And so residents have really resorted to using this natural resource as a dumping site. And he mentions, of course, that the issue is of the smells that come over here. There is also an issue of the waterways clogging up full of waste, and often when it rains it floods heavily because of these obstacles and these objects that are running through this water system. And you can only imagine by the time it flows through into the Hennops River the kind of devastation that of course these river catchment areas are facing as that litter and as that waste gathers up. Now the Kaalspruit River is one of the rivers with a very high count of E. coli, and this is due to the issue of wastewater flowing through, as well as what we've just spoken about in terms of that contamination. And so residents here are really also saying that there are sometimes efforts to clean up, but it's more inside the community. And after that is done, they use this water system, this natural resource, as a dump site. And of course, this is what we'll be zoning into throughout the day as we look at World Environmental Day, just the impact of human activities on the environment and the ecosystem around.
Just looking at that riverbed that you're on, Veronica, it just seems like such an indictment on World Environment Day. And I can just imagine the smell that you mentioned there as well. That's quite pungent.
Absolutely, Masa. In fact, we've got another resident here, and really just going back to what he was saying in regards to just the smell and the health implications of that. He says no one's actually gotten sick yet in regards to just the kind of pollution that is coming out from here. But you can imagine that for this community, it also goes down to how all stakeholders are playing a role in their environment. If you're not having waste collection and you're having residents having to take it upon themselves, and also the importance of educating residents about what should probably be done in terms of getting rid of waste. This is obviously not the solution, but there needs to be more accountability and advocacy in regards to how do we get people to understand how to manage waste, but also how to treat natural resources such as water. You know as well that South Africa is a water scarce country, and every large drop in this country matters. But it's difficult, of course, to provide a service when our water treatment, when our water systems are facing this kind of erosion as well, making it really difficult to treat this type of water if there is a continued contamination of it. We know that in areas including Hennops as well as here at the Kaalspruit, there are efforts by some organizations in regards to cleaning up these river systems, but it's not enough if community members are not, one, educated, but also not getting the support they need, be it from municipalities, be it from local government, on how essentially to treat resources such as these.
Precious resources indeed. Veronica Makhoali, thank you so much for joining us with that update. You'll be coming up on screen throughout the day to give us more updates on World Environmental Day.